In the shadow of a potential ceasefire in Ukraine, Western defense experts are issuing a sobering warning: Russia may be gearing up for a broader military confrontation. According to several recent assessments, including a major report from a respected security institute, Moscow could be in a position to challenge NATO directly in as little as 2 years. That forecast hinges on one critical factor: the possible end of the Ukraine war. If hostilities draw to a close, and particularly if the United States reduces its commitment to NATO, Russia may be emboldened to act elsewhere. Already, satellite imagery shows new military infrastructure just miles from Finland. Airbases long dormant have been revived, military tents dot the landscape, and warehouses believed to house armored vehicles have sprung up near the border. Finland, Sweden, the Baltic states, and Norway have all entered the spotlight as possible flashpoints. Intelligence reports suggest that Russia is rehearsing regional attacks, possibly aimed at sowing political discord rather than achieving decisive military victories. Simulations have included coordinated strikes by land, sea, and air, targeting strategic locations like the Finnish Lapland region, the Swedish island of Gotland, and the Suwalki corridor between Poland and Lithuania. Estonian, Finnish, and Danish defense officials have echoed the alarm. They note that if Russia's military reforms stay on track, a large force, possibly as many as 600,000 troops, could be deployed near NATO borders within several years. And while this force may lag in technology compared to NATO, its size and concentration could prove destabilizing. Western analysts caution that Russia may opt for limited incursions designed to fracture NATO's unity. A targeted operation capturing a few miles of contested ground could trigger confusion. Would such a move justify invoking NATO's collective defense clause? Or would it risk escalating into a wider war? These questions are not theoretical. Russian President Vladimir Putin has openly discussed his desire to restore what he calls Russia's historic territories. The military, despite heavy losses in Ukraine, including the destruction of thousands of tanks and armored vehicles, is rapidly rebuilding. Defense spending has surged to 6% of GDP, nearly double what it was at the beginning of the war. European governments are increasingly uneasy. Finland's deputy defense chief has accused Moscow of deliberately testing NATO's cohesion through cyber attacks and other hybrid tactics. A newly completed Russian army headquarters in Petrozavodsk and enhanced airfields along the northwestern frontier further deepen that concern. Some analysts believe that a broader conflict is not imminent. They argue that Russia's resources are stretched and that full-scale attacks would be difficult to coordinate. But they also point to history. Many doubted Russia would launch a full invasion of Ukraine, until it did. As NATO continues to reinforce its eastern flank and conduct joint military exercises, it faces mounting pressure. Internally, it must navigate political divisions, fluctuating commitments from key member states, and the challenge of rapid force deployment. Externally, it must reckon with a resurgent Russia whose next move may test not only borders, but the alliance's very foundation. In a world shaped by shifting alliances and evolving threats, what comes after the Ukraine war may shape the next decade of European security. Whether peace holds, or fractures, will depend not just on diplomacy, but on resolve, readiness, and unity.